So let's look at a problem where we're giving an empirical formula, CH3, and an approximate molecular mass, which in this case is 30 AMU. To find out what the chemical formula is, or the molecular formula, what we want to do is figure out what the empirical formula mass is. So I'm going to look at the empirical formula that's given, and I see that I've got carbon, which has a mass of 12.01, and I have 3 hydrogens, so 3 times 1.008. And when I add those up, I end up with an atomic, or an empirical formula mass of about 15 AMU. And I'm just rounding that because we're not too worried about exact values for this type of calculation. So we know that if we have just CH3, it would have a mass of 15 AMU. I then look at the molecular mass and the empirical formula mass and simply divide. So 30 divided by 15 gives me a ratio of 2, and that tells me what I need to multiply the empirical formula by to get the molecular formula. So if I know I've got 2 times CH3, I'm going to have C2H6. And if I were to go back and redo the calculations, what I would find is I would have 2 times 12 for the carbon plus 6 times 1, and that gives me a mass of 30 AMU. So I know I've got the right chemical formula, but it's really just a matter of finding that ratio between the molecular formula, the molecular mass that's given, and the mass from the empirical formula, and that ratio tells us what to multiply the formula by.